Hi, I'm Desi Cerna, author of Fretboard Theory and guitar teacher specializing in music theory for guitar, including guitar scales, chords, progressions, modes, and more. In this free guitar lesson, I'm going to show you a special fingerstyle chord melody arrangement of the song Holy, Holy, Holy. Now this is a Christian song, but the music theory information and chord information is relative to all styles, and makes a great example of using the CAGED template chord system. Now this lesson is suitable for intermediate and advanced level guitar players, preferably ones that already have some experience with fingerstyle, finger picking technique. Now I've got free tab prepared. If you follow the links in the video description, you'll be taken to it, and I recommend that you have that in front of you or you print it out and follow along with the tab. To begin with here, I just wanted to explain, I'm playing an acoustic electric guitar. It's a Line 6 Variax. Got it plugged into my PA system, and I've got some reverb on here. And I also have a little bit of delay. You could play this on an acoustic guitar or a nylon string guitar without any effects. You could play it on an electric, whatever you want to play it on is fine. Now this song is in the key of D, using the chords from the D major scale. And there are a few accidentals. There's a secondary dominant chord in here, and I'll discuss that when they come up. So what I'm going to do is play through the chord changes, show you the chord forms, and explain where the melody is. And you should follow along with the tab. In the tab, I have everything tabbed out just as I'm playing it, and I always have the melody note on top. It is the highest pitched note in the chord. And to fingerpick this, you're either going to use a thumb and 2 fingers, or a thumb and 3 fingers. Some chords are written with a bass note and 2 chord notes, and then some are written with a bass note and 3 chord notes. So just follow the tab and watch my hand here and you can figure it out. So the first part that I'm going to show you is starting on a D major chord here. Open D major, thumb and 2 fingers because your melody is on the 2nd string. Then you go to a B minor chord, that's the 2 chord. Your melody is on the melody note is on the 1st string now, so use 3 fingers. And you come up here to an A. This is like an E form bar chord. There's A, but you're playing just half of it. Looks like an F shape moved up to the 5th fret here. And you're putting the open 5th string A in the bass. 3 notes, melody notes on the 1st string. Then you add your pinky here for a 7th, A7. And then back to D. Or like this. I'm doing a little bit of finger rolls and stuff in there. You can do that if you're familiar with that technique. If not, just focus on the main chords, and you can worry about embellishing things later. Okay, memorize that and rehearse it, and when you're comfortable playing it, come back and I'll show you the next part. Here's the next part. This is a C form bar chord. It's actually a G. You put your pinky at the 10th fret on string 5, you build the C form shape. This is derived from the CAGED chord system. If you don't know the CAGED system, then you're probably getting way ahead of yourself here. It's covered in my book, Fretboard Theory, and I have a whole DVD program on it as well. So this is a C form, but it's a G chord, and your bass note's on the 5th string. You're using 3 fingers. Then you switch to an E minor 7, which you can do simply by removing your pinky and just barring over to the 7th fret on string 5. There's your root E. So it's this is a D chord. It's a G form. If you had a capo here at the 7th fret, and then you built a G form, which is not easy to do, but here's D. So it's based on that G form, but you're not playing the whole form. You're just playing strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. You start with your pinky at the 10th fret on string 2. That's where your melody note is. Then you take your pinky away. The melody note changes to the 7th fret. So let me back up. You've got G. Once you have this memorized, go back to the beginning and rehearse both parts. Now I want to point out that when I come back to D, I don't use the common D fingering. I actually bar and use my middle finger like this. And the reason is because it's easier for me to slide up and get in position for this C form G chord. So when I use this fingering and then I slide up, it's just a little too much for me to adjust to there. So I like going back to the D like this. Then I can just slide it up, add my pinky. In fact, what I do is I focus on getting that root G first, and then I have an extra second to get my ring finger down. Sometimes you have to plan things like this in order to make your transition smooth. Okay, once you have that phrase memorized and rehearsed and you're comfortable playing with it, you can add the next part, which goes like this. This is an A chord, an E form bar chord. You're going to use this A a lot, so whenever I say A, think about this shape. We've got another A up here we're going to use too. 5th string A open. Then you go to a D. That's a common bar chord. There's your root D. Then you go back to A, but you go to an inversion. You're going to use the C sharp on string 6. Follow along with the tab. This is part of the D form bar chord that I teach in the CAGED system. This is a chord shape that not too many guitar players are familiar with, but it's a good one. So you've got A, D, back to A, and you're playing an inversion, thumb 2 fingers there. Let me back up a little bit.